Hello, and welcome to the Artificial Mind Podcast. Today's episode is episode 27, VHS tapes. In this episode, we're going to be exploring the history of VHS tapes and their impact on popular culture, from the rise in the 80s to their eventual decline in the early 2000s. We'll be taking a look at how VHS tapes changed the way we consume and share media. How you doing this morning, John?
I'm great, man. I feel really good. I feel nostalgic. I had a lot of fun playing, with the colors and, thinking about VHSs and stuff like that. I feel pretty good. I had a really productive week. I had a birthday for one of my children.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, we had a good time. I'm retired from golf.
Oh, really?
Because I'm not good at it, so I have completely stopped playing golf now, and I'm switching over to go-karting.
I think you'd be better at that too.
Yeah, we're gonna see what happens. We have the largest indoor go-kart track apparently in the world.
Really?
That's what it says on the side of the building. I don't know how true it is, but
We got one around here too, actually. That'd be interesting to check them out, huh?
yeah, it's questionable. So I'm really curious to know how big it actually is. You know what I mean?
Like maybe a mile's stretch, possibly.
Hey,
Actual track. Huh.
yeah, we'll see this week. But today How are you feeling? Actually, how are you feeling?
Feeling pretty good, considering on Thursday nights I don't get the greatest sleep because I'm just so excited for the next day to do this stuff. But I slept okay.
Yeah,
I'm getting better about doing my homework pretty much the day after we do our last podcast. So
yeah, and we have some really good episodes coming up, and people are still hassling me about the Lisa Frank episode. And I tell them, you got 3 more
that's
weeks.
going to be a good build up.
Yep, you got 3 more weeks until Lisa Frank, and then we're gonna do the wheel.
Spin that wheel.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Now, what's cool is that let's talk about the VHS real quick. So the VHS stands for Video Home System, right? It was popular analog video cassette format that was introduced by JVC, Japan Victor Company. In 1976, and it quickly became the dominant home video format from the 80s, 90s, with millions of households owning VHS tapes. You and I are familiar with this, very familiar.
We have to tell the kids at home too that the other marketer or his competition was Beta, right? Yeah, Betas.
Yeah, yep.
They were a little smaller than VHS. They were a little smaller. Not by much, but just enough to, be a difference.
Yep. Now, the VHS tape was 1/2 inch, 12.7 millimeters magnetic tape that was housed in a plastic shell for protection. Some of them could hold up to 6 hours of video footage in extended play mode, but the quality of the video could suffer. So in standard play mode, the VHS tape could hold up to 2 hours of video. Yep, so VHS tapes were originally developed to compete with Sony's Betamax video format, which had been introduced a year earlier. However, the VHS eventually won the format war due to its longer recording time and lower costs. Interesting.
And quality.
And quality. And in the 1980s and 90s, the VHS, the tapes were the primary way that people rented or purchased movies to watch at home. Now, the popularity of the DVD came later, and digital streaming grew. The use of the VHS it declined. So the last major Hollywood movie to be released on VHS was, take a guess.
Last VHS.
It's a fantastic movie too. Nope. A History of Violence.
Oh, the Vigo, huh?
Yep.
Interesting.
That was the very last VHS tape that ever came out.
2008?
6. You were very close.
2006.
Yep. The VH tapes, their tapes, now they're just a collector's item. Enthusiasts love them for nostalgic purposes. But interestingly, some VHS tapes have become a collectible due to their rarity or historical
Yep.
significance. For example, the Be Kind Rewind sticker that used to appear on the tapes has become a cultural icon, and some collectors seek out tapes that will still have the sticker on them. Additionally, some rare movies or TV shows were released on VHS, making them highly sought out after by collectors. So, like, there's some stuff that's not even released on DVD yet that you can't even find, and these collectors are out there looking for it, which is very interesting. And that's why, like, you see, like, last couple years, you see like the Honeymooners box set DVD collection, or things like old shows like that are coming into DVD. And it's great to see that, because a lot of the younger audiences should understand the roots of television and how it grew to be. The same thing with radio, how radio was kind of like the root and the grandfather of podcasting.
Yep. Great grandfather.
Yeah, so let's get right into it. I mean, I feel ready. I feel pretty good. Let's see what we got, man.
Okay. Yeah, show a picture, are you?
I forget the order. Oh yeah.
Okay. It doesn't really have to be in order
Yeah.
necessarily. It's all basically memories I have, and I'm just kind of funneling them into the OMJ.
Yeah.
This one would have been, so this goes with, I was thinking of modern ways VHS could be reutilized.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's necessarily a dead technology yet. I don't know why I think that, because I guess I had resourceful friends that messed around with machinery and electronics growing up. But I guess this picture, with the information I gave it, it made a VHS / Nintendo entertainment system. So kind of from what I can pick up is the cartridges would have been about the size of a VHS.
Yeah.
So I would think the graphics would be a lot better than 8-bit, or what was the next step up, 16
16 and then
32,
60
yeah.
and then 64. It goes on. Yeah.
Yep. But that's the result I got out of that, and I was like, oh, I wonder if someone could actually do that.
That's an interesting merge. I mean, the controller looks uncomfortable, completely uncomfortable.
Yeah, a lot of it does.
Yeah.
Like, just bulky.
Yeah, it's very bulky. You have the little. It
reeks of the 80s bulkiness.
Now, Mid-Journey translation. What's the name of the game?
It didn't really come up. I'm guessing it's Contra.
It's got to
Just
be
from the
some
look
kind
of it.
Yeah, it's
got
got
that Contra look to it.
Yeah. Oh man, I like it.
Let's see a little information I throw in here with it. Golden age of VHS. Let's see. We don't have that now. Basically, I was putting in here. Oh yeah, since we got this picture up, other things I was trying to put into ChatGPT modern applications that could be retrofitted with VHS, and some I'm sure people already know about. One was VHS to digital converters, where you can take your old home movies and put them to DVD nowadays.
Yep, that was the new thing. Yep.
And I don't actually know if this is an actual server or service. ChatGPT may have actually came up with this. And it's that story I was telling you about, the lady kinda. VHS streaming service. While VHS tapes may be obsolete, their content is not. A streaming service could be created that offers a library of classic VHS titles for people to stream on their smart TVs, computers, or mobile devices. This would allow a new generation to experience the films and shows that were popular on VHS tapes. So I was telling John before the show that there's a lady that's been taping just nonstop for years back in the 80s on her VHS tapes. And Congress, the Library of Congress, actually wants to take her tapes and use them for this kind of very thing, for, like, I don't know, necessarily a streaming service, but they want to use the programming to show history from that era, basically, and programming it, how it was made. Yeah. Some of the other things were a VHS inspired video filter. With the popularity of vintage and retro inspired filters on social media, it's not hard to imagine VHS inspired filters becoming a popular trend. And they kind of have that quality on some cameras now where you can make things retro looking. I don't
Yeah,
know about
yeah, they have like
VHS
the
necessarily.
filters. Yeah, I mean Instagram has it too. You know, it's very
Yeah.
interesting.
VHS inspired fashion. The colorful, bold designs of VHS tape packaging could inspire fashion designers to create clothing with a retro 80s inspired look. This could include graphic t shirts, jackets, and accessories that feature VHS tape designs or patterns. I know DVDs nowadays have that, like the classic VHS look. Like if you go to buy like let's say like a John Carpenter series of movies, like they'll all have like these VHS jackets designs rather than DVD ones now. So I think that's kind of cool looking.
Yeah, I like that too, actually.
Yeah. One more was a VHS inspired music. The sound of VHS tapes could be used to create a unique, nostalgic musical experience. Artists could sample the hiss and static of VHS tapes, incorporating it into their music to give it a retro feel.
Very
I can
nice.
remember, like back in the day, you'd watch a VHS movie and
Yeah,
your VCR would start eating it, so you'd start hearing like speed up or slow down. So that could be utilized.
that
It
crazy sound.
probably
Yeah,
has. Yeah.
and so the next one that we have here. Uh, so I was trying to get like, I was really trying to mess around with isometric blueprints and whatnot,
Mhm.
and I wasn't getting what I wanted. You know, I wasn't
It's
getting
kind of
what
where I was at too.
yeah, it was very. I wasn't getting what I wanted, but I kept on getting these really nice designs. But I wanted for this one a with me with the retro futurism. I wanted a retro
Mhm.
futurism morning synthwave type ordeal,
Mhm.
and that I got that. I got that vibe. I got that energy. The colors are beautiful, and then you got the VHS over on the left side. I think we can laugh though because I think we both had an issue, and we both said that we don't
Ah,
know if Midge knows what a VHS cassette tape is because when you look through our
might have stumped her.
renders, yeah, when we go through our renders today, you're going to see, excuse me,
Just how difficult it was for MJ to figure out what a
yeah,
VCR was.
absolutely, absolutely. I love the way it came out. Next,
Oh, okay. So this will go. This is a little nostalgic story I got from
I
when I
get
was a kid.
I get like a movie, like a VHS cover from
Yeah.
this. Like you see Michelle Pfeiffer
Oh,
in the back.
like a retro cover.
Yeah.
But the story behind this was when I was a kid. The very first Batman, the Tim Burton one, 1989 came out.
Yeah.
It was in the fall and all that. But anyways, back then you rent your movies from a video store, and if it was a new movie, chances are you would reserve it if you wanted to see it the day it came out. And that's what we did. We reserved it, and we got it home, and was getting ready to watch it, and our TV took a crap. So we're all geeked about watching this, and my mom, being the savior she was, we went to a store back then called Fredder. I just dropped that name just for other people to be like, "Oh, I remember that place." But yeah, she went above and beyond for us to watch that movie that day. So I'll always remember that.
Nice.
So I thought
That-
I'd make a little picture, just kind of encapsulating that, and I was actually impressed with what it did. Because all I did was type in basically what I told you guys, my little story about our VHS, our TV taking a crap. I'd almost make that a T-shirt if it wasn't copyright.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We can't do that. We can't.
No.
It's too accurate. That's the thing.
Yes, that's the problem. Yep.
It's like wait, like that's Batman, and that's obviously Michelle Pfeiffer back there.
Yeah, that looks like Bob Kane painted it, so I'm not
Yeah.
gonna touch that. Did he do painting or did he just do storyline? He did
No, he
painting.
just did this.
Drawing?
I don't
Oh,
remember. I think Bob Kane. He was a story.
yeah.
Again, I mean, you're gonna see a lot of these isometric themes because I really wanted to get like a blueprint of a VHS.
The guts.
Yeah, I really wanted to get the guts, and I wasn't getting it, but I just love how this came out. I can't even be mad at this at all. It's very colorful. It's very questionable, if you will. You know,
Almost. It reminds me of a couple things.
you know, because it kind of looks like open up, but it's like a different type of cassette tape. You know what I mean? Because like you see the prongs, you see the two
Yep.
spaces in the bottom, which where the actual tape could be. I mean, this could probably be a good idea for a future VHS design if they want to bring them back. Just like cassette tapes, like musical cassette tapes are coming back right now.
Oh, converter. I just thought of a converter. So a lot of the camcorders that are still out nowadays have a much smaller tape in them now. But what if you could take that tape and put it into a larger VHS tape,
Yeah.
like a converter, like a Game Genie kind of thing? You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what
In
you're
a
talking
sense.
about.
Yeah.
That's actually clever. Actually,
A VHS Genie.
talk to me about
Yeah.
this one.
I think I was trying to do like a retro, late 70s, early 80s advertising for VHS. And this is what came out. And it's kind of like, I would almost say it's like the perfect
It looks really
entertainment
good.
center of the 80s, early 80s. Like, this is what everybody wanted. They needed this. What do you wanna
Everything was
call that?
big. Everything was
Yep.
big. Like everything was like tall and bulky and black and like
Very bulky.
the one thing I love that it really shows here, like the screen. Like you see how like the one in that one console in the center, it has the buttons and like it has that big digital screen on it. Like that, you saw that in every home theater in the 90s. Like you know, and then obviously, you know, things got smaller now. Everything is soundbar now, you know.
Mhm, mhm.
But
Yeah, you had to have a receiver. You had to have two big speakers.
yeah,
All that stuff.
yeah, I really like how this came out. It's a really nice ad. It kind of reminds me of oh man, what was the commercials with the guy sitting down on the chair and the wind?
RCA.
RCA, like the RCA, like I get like a RCA vibe here
That's
too.
what I
You
was
know,
kind of thinking too. Yeah.
you know that this is really cool. Definitely like
This is RCA products, all of them. Collect them all.
this would
You
be
got
like
your
a
receiver
cool,
here.
You know what? This looks like a news. It has like a mixture of like a newspaper advertisement and a ransom letter.
We want
You-
this, and this.
Yeah, and I mean it could be an ad for Radio Shack if you ask me.
Mm-hmm. And just like the Radio Shack, it's
Yeah.
gone. It's
And
retro.
just like Radio Shack, we're moving into Blockbuster. You can't
Very
not
nice.
talk about VHS without talking about
Without Blockster.
Blockbuster. Blockbuster for those who don't know, okay, we're gonna talk about Blockbuster real quick.
We're gonna educate you.
Yeah. So Blockbuster LLC, formerly known as Blockbuster Video, was an American-based provider of home video and video game rental services, and it was established in 1985. If you have been to a Blockbuster, you know what it was like. Okay,
Our history.
you know you had to make sure that the movie was there. One of the coolest things was having the membership card, and even now there's still a few that are open.
There's one left that I'm aware of.
One left.
One, and it's I don't know if it was the original one or not. South Park even made fun of it, but there is one left, and I forget where. I want to say it's like in Colorado. Or
It's in
somewhere out in
Oregon.
that area. Oregon. Okay.
Yep, Oregon. This is the last Blockbuster.
They're doing well still.
They are. A rental is $4. You can only get DVDs, but a rental is $4 and late fees are capped at $10. You can even open up a new Blockbuster membership, although cards are now handwritten instead of printed since the ancient dot matrix printers the chain used are now gone. They don't exist.
And they probably don't want to get into applications because who knows how long they'll be around. So.
Yeah. It's very, it's very.
I'm glad you brought up Blockbuster. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah,
I didn't necessarily go to them. We had a 3-story video store that I ended up going to in my 20s growing up. That was huge. That kind of gave competition to Blockbuster.
Interesting. Okay.
They did go from time to time.
They did exist. You know, they did exist. I mean, I've never been to one that big. What was that?
This place.
Oh, that was your zipper.
Oh, I was zipping. Getting cold in here.
It's super interesting because like we didn't have like huge video stores like that, but we had movies, which was a lit up video rental store. It was purple. I'll never forget it. It was in Union City, New Jersey, where I grew up in. And you know, you go to different video stores, they had different themes, but obviously the one that a lot of people will remember is Blockbuster.
Mm-hmm. Uniformity themes, wasn't it just pretty much like the Ukrainian colors, blue and yellow?
Yep, this is true. Slavy Ukraini, by the way.
Yeah. Going back to the old VHS, this is a picture that I pushed into MJ.
The logo
and she
came
actually
out
got
great,
the lettering right.
The logo came out fucking fantastic. I am so sorry to let out, but my God, that looks so good.
I don't know why it chose to put snow next to it, but I didn't question that too much because the VCR turned out satisfactory.
Yeah.
And yeah, there were TVs back then, kids, where they looked just like that tiny little screen and everything else around it was huge. Want the off button? Oh, you'll see where that off button is.
It's funny too because I bet you there was a TV that did look like that, at least in concept.
There's some out, excuse me, retro TVs now, basically for camping, I guess, that are about that size.
Yep.
And I want to say they're big enough. They got a handle on them. They're like handheld TVs, and they got radios in them now too, like ham radios or something, just for camping. They're out there.
Yeah,
I mean, watch your 4 channels of TV.
Baseball. Those TVs are perfect for baseball. I mean, this looks very photorealistic. Everything looks in intricate detail. But it's funny because none of us were able to get a VHS cassette tape. But I had realized that one of the first ones I did, that is my main event here, managed to make cassette tapes. This was
I actually like that for a wallpaper.
Yeah, I mean, look, not for nothing, I would actually, if I could get enough cassette tapes, I would glue them on the wall like that.
That's pretty cool.
You know, I love the way it looks. I mean, this looks so cool. I mean, wouldn't you want a room like this where the VHS are just on the wall like that?
I've thought about starting my own record shop. I don't know if I've told you this or not, but that would be perfect for like a wallpaper.
You should let me do it.
Oh, dude, I'll let you do it if I actually do start a store for shizzle.
Yeah, like this. I mean, I love how this came out because for me, this would be a man cave for me. You know,
that's perfect lighting for one.
Yeah, you know, you got the little screen there. It's got a floor pad for your feet. The chair looks great, and you just get a nice vibe in there. You go in there,
lighting.
You smoke a little something, whatever your choice of smoking is, you know, whatever that may be. And this is just the vibe right here. This is just the vibe.
That is the chill out room.
Now,
and only your chill out room.
Yeah. So next week, we are doing.
What is our podcast?
We are doing photorealistic faces. We're going to be a few original and one person of notoriety, whoever that may be.
Notoriety or infamy.
And then you know what we have after that, right?
So that would be 28, and then 29.
Yep. You know what 29 is?
29 was, well, I know what 30 is.
Yeah.
So I cannot remember what 29 was.
Books and literature.
That's right.
So do you want to know which books I'm choosing?
Sure.
I'm choosing.
I won't do them.
I'm choosing The Handmaid's Tale.
Okay.
I'm choosing The Hunger Games. Friedrich. Number 4 will be. Oh God, what was number 4? The Giver.
Giver.
I think
I'm writing these down so I don't steal.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna do the 4. Yeah.
Okay.
Hunger Games, Handmaid's Tale, The Giver, Friedrich.
I will probably come up with my ideas for that sometime this weekend when I'm out walking around or something. I haven't really thought about that yet. I've always
gonna
been
be
more of a short story reader.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one. That's gonna be an interesting one. But do you have anything before we close out, man?
I just want to thank everybody for listening to this episode. I feel like I was kind of far-reaching on certain things on this, and then other parts kind of helped me fill in that far-reaching feeling. Just the memories of it. It was more of a reminiscent episode, really. Just
there wasn't a lot of wanting to tap in. You know what I mean?
It was pretty much clear cut. It's a clear cut topic. I mean, it was around for 20 plus years, and then it just kind of died out. And then occasionally you'll hear about it, and then we have to kind of laugh to ourselves about it.
Yeah. So guys, keep on listening to the show. Like, subscribe. Make sure you put the bell on if you're watching this on YouTube, on Spotify. Make sure you interact with us with our Q&As and our interactions. Guys, thank you so much for coming to episode 27 of The Artificial Mind.
And we hope to hear from you again.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and leave us a voicemail too.